Hi, Izette from Zetster's lab. I'm waiting for my food to finish. It's nearly dinner time. And as I was sitting here, I just read something. And it really spoke to me. It goes something like this. Allow life to live through you. Don't fear the changes that's coming. Just allow life to live through you. And this is what I'm learning. I'm really learning this, that the life in me is in control. And the thing we need to do is stop fighting the life that is in us, because the life knows the way. The war that we're constantly in, the depression, the fear, the anger, the absolute fear, is because we fear change. And one thing of this realm, this earthly realm, I've learned and realized, change is happening. It's going to happen. Things that's going to rock your boat is going to happen. Terrible things, hard things, things that's really going to shock you, things that's going to be tough to live through. We've all went through them. We all know it. I mean, it's never easy. But you know what's the worst? What is the most difficult? Is letting go of our ideas, of allowing life to just live through us. And I'm just realizing I've got this thing wrong side round again. Oh boy. The camera of my phone. So be it. You know, we got to stop fighting the life, because we are placed in this realm. And the minute we start to let go of our ideas, of how our life's supposed to turn out, our children's lives, the governments, the world, we've got these ideas, and each one of us, our ideas are different, so we fight and we do everything in our power to stay in control, to build the life that we believe we should have. And that is our fight. Our fight is trying desperately to keep our lives to turn out as we believe they should, but they never do and rarely does. So really freedom, to experience freedom, real freedom and peace and joy in this realm, is when we stop fighting the spirit, the life in us, that's doing its thing, whether we like it or not. The Spirit is guiding us. The Spirit is leading us. The Spirit is giving us the desires of our heart. The Spirit is working towards a plan that we'd never understand. But the moment that we allow the Spirit, the life in us, the abundant life, to do His thing, when we surrender to that and just make peace with what's happening and with our journey, that's when we experience peace and joy. Peace and joy in the midst of anything that happens. Because, you know, because we judge everything in this realm, because we judge everything as either good or bad, good and evil, whatever, we've got all these ideas of how things are supposed to be, but we have got no idea actually. as soon as something happens that we don't enjoy or don't think it's right or whatever, we are angry and upset, and we will do anything in our power to get it to turn out as we want it to turn out. It makes me think of my child, my eldest son, who went overseas after school and decided to stay in China. He just loved China. I mean, he was a South African, an Afrikaner, and went around the world. And he landed in China. And he said, Mom, that's where I need to be. I just know the life in me, the spirit in me is just leading me here. I need to be here. That was just after school. He got A levels. He could do anything and go to university and did anything he wanted to. And he said, Mom, I just know I'm not supposed to go to university now. I need to go to China. And he landed up there. And luckily for me, I made peace with this. The Spirit is in control, also in my son. So if he says, Mom, I need to go to China, and the doors open and the finances come and everything's provided, then that is the way of the Spirit. If it's not, the doors will not open, no matter how we try. So yes, the doors open miraculously. Money, we just got the finances, and there he went. But, his grandparents was terribly upset. They were really upset because he was the 4th generation, Herman van der Merwe, that would have been going to Stellenbosch University. And how can he now not do this thing, So they were really upset. Now my dogs are playing because of their culture. He didn't fit into their way of doing things, so they were really upset and angry. And then he went to China, and then miraculously he got a teaching job. I mean, right after school. In China you can never teach without a degree. So he got a job, and he met Jenny. And he just said, Mom, I know this is my wife. And once again, South African, Afrikaner, all of a sudden wants to marry a Chinese. I mean, it's crazy if you think about it. We didn't grow up that way. I mean, if you're Afrikaans, you didn't even marry an Englishman. I mean, never mind another culture or another color or belief system. Oh my goodness, and religiously, you don't marry anybody out of your denomination, never mind. So once again, my poor mother was really hysterical. She was so upset she didn't tell the whole town, because this is not what you do. You don't go and marry a Chinese, And it was so wonderful. She was on her way to the wedding and everything, and they came from China to get married here. And Mom got a heart attack, terrible heart attack. She was so bad, she was dying. And as she came to the hospital, and the first thing that she said, when she saw my son, where's Jenny? Where's the girl? Where's the Chinese? Said, Grandma, she's outside. He didn't want to bring her into the room and go and fetch her. So he went out, and there could only be 2 people at that stage in ICU with my mother. So Harry went and fetched Jenny, and they went in. I was outside. And then about half an hour later, they came out, and my mother called me. And the first thing she said was, my girl, isn't she an angel? I mean, the minute she met Jenny, the person, she fell in love with her, absolutely in love with her. And it meant so much to my son to just receive the blessing of his grandmother. So we've got all these cultural things and all these religious things and all these false beliefs and systems, and as soon as your life flows into another direction or your children's lives, you fall apart and you fight that. As my mum fought this whole thing. And my other son was hysterical. His brother is crazy and whatever, until he met Jenny too. Now we're all in love with her. She is the best thing that ever happened to me. She blown all these preconceived ideas out of my mind. We went to China twice. I absolutely loved it there. I loved her parents and her family and the Chinese people and whatever. If you told me when I was at school that my son is going to marry a Chinese, I mean, at that stage, you only read about the terrible Chinese in the history books or whatever. You know, life is so excited if you just let go and make peace with what is actually happening. Allow life to live through you and your loved ones. And all around you there's a bigger picture, like with my son. So my food's burning. I can smell it, so I better go. Thanks for listening, and thanks that I can share my life with you. Allow life, the life that is in you, that knows the way, that's love. That life is unconditional love. So whatever is happening, whatever changes you are facing, know that all is well. Just make peace with your journey. Thank you. Love you. Have a fantastic evening. Is it from Zedster's Lab?